I know. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show.
Live.
This is episode 143. This is Coco.
143.
Sparky, I'm Bethany.
Instagram still isn't going. We're just going to get started with you guys TikTok. Yeah. We also have YouTube, so people can always go back and watch it.
Oh, there we go. Hello.
Right,
so now it's going. Now it's going. Hello.
One more intro?
No, I'm not doing another intro. All right, everyone, if you want to ask questions, please give us the name and, or the name, I don't care about the name. It's fine, you can give it to us. But the breed and the age of your dog. You can also submit questions through our DMs directly or comment on, in the YouTube. But please give us the age and breed of your dog.
It's hard for us to give advice if we don't know what age the dog is.
Yeah,
breed helps even more.
Because it changes. Yep. It totally changes.
And if we answer your question of the dozen or 24 questions we have, and you want to respond and give a follow-up answer on the chat, we have someone looking for those answers, so we always love that.
Yep. All right,
back
guys.
and forth is fun.
You want to do one?
Yeah, I'm going to start with this one. How to help with severe car anxiety. So this is something I have always struggled with my dogs because I drive so safe and slow. No, I drive fast and I take turns fast, and I actually have had multiple dogs in my lifetime that have thrown up in the car, gotten car sick from it. Bethany's very good about that because she is a very safe and confident driver. We'll say that.
I'm a grandma.
So,
not my grandma, but somebody else's grandma.
Yeah, there you go. So when you start driving with your dog and your dog has severe anxiety, you got to think about your driving style. I actually had to spend about a month driving very cautiously. I know. It took a lot of effort, but I did it.
Cautious for him.
That means slow stops, slow takeoffs from stop signs and from lights, like calm turns where you actually slow down a little bit. You don't chirp tires when you're making those turns. And a lot of it just comes from adjusting your drive style in the future, but you still got to start somewhere. What would we do with our dogs? I would put my dog in the car, ask him for a down, never pull out of my driveway. I would actually do some basic level training in my driveway. I might even start just building up comfort by getting them into the car and sitting and releasing them from it. Not even a down necessarily if your dog is super anxious. You could build your way up to that.
Shut door, open door, pause, invite out. Do that for 10 minutes. Even if it's a small breed and you're picking them up to put them in there, pick them up, put them on the ground, shut the door, sit, pause, open the door, pause, scoop up dog, put inside. Like that kind of repetition.
It's like puppy meditation from the other videos you've heard us mention before, but using your car.
Yeah,
so how you would sit in front of your place and then jump on the place, it's sit in front of the car or to the side of the door, and then up into the car, sit, good, pause, and then heel right back out of it. And over and over. Oh, and shut the door as well.
And if you can, especially if it's a smaller dog, get a crate and cover the crate because some of it might come from being uncomfortable. Their inner ears don't develop for a while, like the inner ear crystals or something. They get some type of vertigo.
What do you do with Dusty? He has to look forward or something?
Yeah, Dusty. Well, at first I taught him to lay down in the back seat.
Yeah, that's the most important one.
And he was still yakking, but it did improve his anxiety, but he was still throwing up. And then over the course of a few months, we kind of both just figured out he could sit and look forward. And he did that on his own. And I just make sure he's sitting. And then I just say no if he looks out the side window because a motorcycle or something went by. And then he'll look back forward again. And then that over time has helped him. Also, my grandma driving. Yeah.
This dog is very cute. And then he started biting me.
Yeah. She's very mouthy.
She was very sweet
very
and
mouthy
loving.
today.
And then all of a sudden I'm getting bit. So what do I do with this, guys? I don't let this get away with it, right?
We have a lot of biting stuff.
I'm going to put my arm in front, off, and now she doesn't have the privilege of being able to lay on my lap. She can bite Bethany instead.
We have a lot of biting questions. I was going to say biting stuff because I'm very literate today.
I figure my version of literate.
Yeah, so
the stuffs and things.
I have something really exciting to share with you guys, and I'm going to kind of jump the gun. I asked if I could jump the gun. We are doing a master class. What's it called?
Master class.
Webinar.
It's going to be a workshop.
Workshop. You know, really fancy marketing words that have to do with puppy biting. Super excited. It's so new. We don't even know what to call it yet. But we're going to be...
It's actually called the Puppy Biting Workshop.
The Puppy Biting Workshop. I'm so wrong. There is a name for it. I just don't know what it is.
We should have prepped for this a little bit.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm jumping. I asked if I could jump the gun, and I'm jumping the gun. So there will be a link put out for this masterclass trainer workshop on biting puppies.
She bit
And
the back of my
I
foot
am
on.
going to talk about biting because we have a few questions on it. It's a really challenging issue. The age and breed of your dog matters big time, actually.
Can you
But
use a toy, stuffy toy, please?
I'm going to show a little bit here with this thing that's like gnawing away at me. But it's such a difficult issue. There are two types of biting. There's like mouthing and then there's real biting. This is mouthing, getting a little bored, so it's getting a little harder and a little harder, but it is mouthing. It's not like biting.
They're basically massaging their teeth and their gums
on my
using
fingers.
your hand, and it feels really, really good to them.
I really need to
Therefore,
fix this.
it starts escalating.
So speed up. I need to fix this. So we've got two questions I want to go over. Please look for that link in the next week, and then we're going to be marketing it like crazy because I know how popular it's going to be. So get on that as soon as you can. But don't use that yet. I don't even want her to see it. Oh,
Hide it.
see, you jumped the gun. You jumped the gun. Way to go. I'm sure she'll
I hope
start
you get
again.
bit.
I'm
I
sure.
hope you get
I'm
bit.
sure she'll start.
I hope she bites you
I'm
again.
sure she'll start again.
She will. I hope
But
she does.
anyway, I'm petting her and holding her in a way that's kind of, making it like it's okay. So I'm going to do a little blocking. No, and I don't have a leash on her, which is not good. So, but she's a little older, so I think I can be firmer with her. So there's a block. No. Then I'm going to go back and touch her again because I want to be able to pet my puppy. But I'm at her shoulder. If I go to the chest, let's see if I get biting at the chest. Oh, no, I'm not. All right. So maybe I'll stick with this. I was massaging her earlier and she was still biting me. So we'll see how this kind of transpires as I go over. I think you blocking her and me blocking her.
It helped a little bit.
Yeah, I
it was
think
when I
so.
started playing with her ears. So she actually laid in my lap under my arm pretty comfortably. And when I started massaging her, she melted. But then I got bored myself and I started playing with an ear, just kind of holding it up like this. And,
And now you get
massaging
kissing,
it. And I
which
got
is-
licky licks and then bitey bites
Yeah.
and
Hey,
chewing.
no.
I added stimulation.
Yeah.
I added it. It's
Yeah.
my fault she's biting.
Yeah.
So it's something that then I adjust, redirect,
Look.
and help improve for the next time.
Look at that. I don't know how long, that calmness is going to last.
Yeah.
And she's a really soft, wonderful dog. Like I met her for 5
She's
minutes
very
and
sweet.
I can tell she's
Very
so
sweet
sweet.
dog.
Okay, so Elise said we're commenting on a video that we posted about puppy biting, and she goes, I literally spend all day training outside and playing with him. He still bites me so much, especially when we go inside. I'm exhausted. What do I do? This was a little bit confusing of a comment because I think our video went over how to stop puppy biting. And
It's
lots
not
of
just relationship. There is blocking. There's things like
yeah,
that.
lots of exercise and training is not usually what we say.
Yeah.
Now I will, if the puppy's really young, we do say training with food in our hand to just give your hands, an opportunity to mean something different than petting in the face and ear, which is what they think of, and they start biting immediately. No, little bump. I just bumped into her a little. Now I go back to massage. So my advice to you would be, you definitely keep up with your training, but you're going to create an athlete doing what you're doing. In fact, you could be overstimulating your dog quite a bit and causing angst where you don't want to.
We know you're trying to do exactly what the video said. Too much training and too much exercise can sometimes either build an overstimulated pup from the overtraining or a athlete from the over-exercising.
Well, that's what I mean. I think the video probably went over some leash and stuff. But
Probably went over a lot of stuff. Honestly, what Bethany's been doing right here, imagine adding a leash and in one hand, you have the leash kind of draped across your lap. You're doing the block. They back off and come back for even more. Hey, settle down. Or sorry, can't see my right arm. Hey, settle down. A little bit of pressure up.
Pressure on the leash.
Good.
Tension.
Slow release and relax. And I can tell you right now, this dog has done that multiple times because when I said, hey, settle down, look at the freeze this dog has right now. I don't even have a leash. We got nothing. But there's an instinct that we built with her because she's very nippy. And she's probably been that for a while. But when we say, hey, settle down, she already remembers the leash pressure. She settled. We relaxed. And she's still in a calm state. So
Hey.
this is a dog who's been doing it for a couple weeks now.
Yes, and hey, settle down is not a command. I'll go, hey, no, knock it off.
Yep.
Eh.
It can be anything.
Or
You can
nothing,
say anything.
or
It's
I
just
won't
about
say
the
anything.
tone and
Yeah.
the demeanor.
Yeah.
Tone, temperament, demeanor that
freeze.
you have towards your dog.
Freeze, calm.
My trainers make fun of me. All the girls here, they all make fun of me because I got to think, all right, settle down. Every
You're
time.
so
And
loud.
they all walk around making fun of me doing it.
Yeah.
But you know what? It works. barks. Because every time they say it, the dog settles down.
And then also, you kind of want to pinpoint the times where your puppy is getting nippy and mouthy, which, Elise, I hope you'll keep listening. I want to jump to Crystal's 8-week-old German Shepherd.
German Shepherd.
This is a baby. Of course, it's a German Shepherd.
Baby.
It's hurting
Shark.
dog. Yep. How do I stop the biting? He's playing, but he loves to bite our feet, and it hurts so bad. We give him toys to redirect, but he isn't really much on toys. That's a separate issue. That is something that I don't really love, but we're going to focus on the biting. Is there a better age to start when training is better to start? Yeah, yesterday.
8 weeks old. You can German Shepherds. You can start with them the second you get them from the breeder.
Yeah,
or from the rescue.
honestly, they start from the moment they'll follow milk around blind. No joke. Like, there's puppies doing obstacles out there in the world, following the smell of milk blind, walking over things, building resiliency.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
So my point is that, yeah.
They're very driven.
Yesterday.
Very driven animal and very driven breed.
Yeah. And so for me, when I hear that, it stinks to need a leash on an 8-week-old puppy, because it's kind of a pain, because you got to do a harness and it's kind of a big setup. But every time they come out of crate, I mean, that's what I would do. And I would have no problems bumping into my puppy with my foot, knock it off. But the thing about some dogs, they will challenge you and come right back, especially at 8 weeks old, because they don't totally believe you yet. Like, they're not sure. You're not their mom. You're not pinning them down to the ground, which we don't want you to do. It's not necessary. It's not necessary for humans to do that. It's great when the mom does it, because it gives you a nice foundation, but it's not necessary for us. A combination of leash and a little bit of hay, knock it off, and then good food, toss a piece of food. My 8-week-old puppy can't even sit yet. No big deal. Just toss a piece of food out and away from you. And if they come in on my foot again, I'm going to get their attention preventatively and try to train them to sit and wait, sit, toss food, sit, toss food. And make sure you are not accidentally rewarding them coming up to you excitedly. Doesn't that sound crazy? For an 8-week-old puppy, not to reward that? But if you're having pushy and really bitey issues already, you have to stop rewarding that. You have to be like, no, knock it off. Go somewhere else. Calm down.
I'm training a 10-week right now. I've been with them since the dog was 7 weeks old. They got him from breeder at 6 weeks, which is pretty surprising.
Too early,
it's a bit too early. And the dog has no concept or instincts for spatial boundaries, because the dog is so young. And they've done a lot of work with the dog before I ever walked in, but that was a big one, which is the dog approaches hot, and they would acknowledge it. They would say hi or pet them when he jumped up on their lap. And what we've started doing is having a pouch. Anytime that dog comes in hot, they would step to the side, dodge the run, food to the nose, and redirect the opposite direction into a sit. Because I don't truly want to actually physically say no or do a hard body block for a young puppy.
10-week-old, yeah.
Yeah, it's really young.
It's a baby.
They don't really understand the concept of it. None of our trainers even block dogs that are 12 weeks old here in the facility, because they don't understand the concept of a no and a block, but they do understand redirection. And I probably have another week or two of doing that, maybe one more week, because we've been doing it for about 3 weeks now, before I will actually tell them to give a no, step in, and bump the dog back. And I'll tell them to do it once, because I want to see what the dog defaults to. If they back off and sit, that means you've built foundation. They understand what it meant, and they back off and settle, waiting for the treat or waiting for the redirection. If you do it and they kind of look shut down and unsure, you don't have a strong enough foundation. You got to do a bit more with them, training-wise, relationship, structure, before you're ready to give that no and that block. Sorry, I hijacked it.
No, I agree with everything he said. I just want to add one clarification. They do understand body language, body blocking. They know all of that backwards and forwards for their own species.
Yep.
When he said they don't understand it paired with a no, they don't understand it with humans yet.
When we pair a no. When
Yeah.
Mama Dog pairs it with no, it's
They
a
don't.
growl, an ear bite, a neck grab, and a slam. And they're like, gotcha.
Or sometimes that's not even necessary. Sometimes it's just a stiffness and an eyeball from mama.
I don't see too many of the Mama Dogs with the little itty bitty puppies.
Knock it off. And that's all they need. They don't have to be that big unless they're really being jerked.
She said
unless
Bethany
they're-
chill.
Unless they're terriers, that's usually when you see
man.
that. That's usually when you see it.
Bostons and
Okay,
terriers.
but anyway, I
So
hope
awesome.
you guys will look out for that masterclass, workshop. Even though it's a masterclass. I don't know, I just like that name. I like the name masterclass. Okay, anyway, it's a little bit too much of a buzzword. Workshop's
This dog.
probably the new
This
thing.
dog is cute. I pointed at her. She tried to bite my finger though. So
She's so cute. Oh, I think we're done. I think she's done though. You want to take her? You want to take her, kid?
Kimberly says I brought all these toys for nothing.
Oh yeah, what were the toys for? This is
Because I thought you were gonna literally hold her and just let her chew on a toy.
no. She didn't need that. Oh, sorry about my ring. Just like she's a big puppy.
You shake her?
I did. She's a long puppy. Okay, what do you do when you take your 4-month-old outside for 45 minutes and no potty?
Wait, 4-month-old Woof? Is the dog's name Woof? If the dog's name Woof, I like it.
As
I like
soon
that
as
name.
we come inside, potty.
Okay.
I hate
So
that.
that's a
It's
tough
annoying.
question. What? Bethany, take over. They're pointing at me. I'm gonna go see if there's an emergency.
Oh no.
Sorry, guys. 2 seconds.
You've got your mic on. Did you?
The thing's off. The screen, Josh's phone.
Josh's phone is off. Ah, whoa! You just made the whole thing shake.
I don't know if it's recording.
We're having technical difficulties. You know, no big deal. No big deal. All right, you want to go back into your
That
potty
was an
stuff?
emergency. All right,
You
so
were like, I'm needed. It's an emergency. I'll be right back.
and then the camera's not
The
working.
camera's
Oh,
not
okay,
working,
cool.
yeah.
Sounds great. All right, so dogs, when they go out for a walk, if the walk is very long and they don't really understand the purpose of what they're doing out there,
Yeah.
they're not going to go pee on command for you.
They're just having fun.
We got to backtrack a little bit. If you're really trying to lock down your potties and get them on point, you got to get some kind of structure schedule. Even if you're not a huge fan of the crate, you could use a playpen if you're actively with them.
Yeah.
But this is our advice. This is our personal advice as dog trainers: is get on a crate schedule. You can look at on our Instagram and our TikTok and our YouTube. There's a little link you can click that gives you like seminar for it, where you can build your own based off our advice. But we want them in the crate for a portion of time. We want to bring them out of the crate, put on a leash and harness or a leash and flack or a leash and whatever you're using, get them outside for 2 minutes max. Maybe
I
3.
like to say 2 to 5 if you think there's a poop in your future.
Oh, that's 100% fair. I'm thinking of just pee. But yeah, if you got a poop in your future, I'll wait a little bit extra. Sometimes I even do it 10 minutes after putting them back in the crate. But basically give that time frame. And if they don't go in that time frame, you don't walk around the yard. You stand like a tree. They can go left, right, forward, back, front flip, back flip, whatever they want. But you're not moving. And eventually, they usually go potty. If they don't, you can pop them back in the crate for 5 to 15 if they're under 6 months or under 4 months.
4-month-old, I'd say you could probably do 15 minutes and then go out again.
Build your way up to it if you need to. And then if they're older than that, you can even do up to 30 minutes. But then you take them back outside to the same exact spot. And you kind of got to rinse and repeat that a little bit to get them needing to go. After a while of doing it, then you could even do it less and less and build up more crate time in between. And then you can even trigger those on your walks as well. You take your puppy out. You have 3 spots on a walk that you give them a potty opportunity. This is just my personal opinion.
Yes, it's okay.
I walk
Where
out.
you're getting
I give-
everything.
Oh yeah, I'm details. I walk out, I give 1 spot the second I walk out my front door to give them a potty opportunity as close to my property as possible. If they don't go within a couple minutes, we start walking. I don't give another opportunity,
working.
and I also prevent sniffing until I get to the midway point of my walk,
Can you
of
stop?
which I'll ask for a sit.
It's 4 months old.
Nice.
They're not walking.
Oh, 4 months old?
It's 4 months old. So
They
if
said
you're
45-minute walk.
45 minutes outside.
I'm
or-
assuming you're probably
but
walking
even-
for 45 minutes.
Okay, that's fine, but you shouldn't be walking. Is my point.
Yeah.
We don't promote walking.
You're doing
for a
more
4-month-old.
training than anything else.
So you're using a block to do training, turns, stop and sit, or you're in the yard, do your 15-minute training session in the yard, give another potty break, like he said, and then back in crate. But you can finish your long walking.
Well, now this is going
spiel.
for people that are 6 months old. 1 in the beginning, 1 at the halfway point. If I don't get a potty at the beginning, I don't get a potty at the halfway point. I'll do 1 final potty at the end of the walk. And if I still don't get a potty, they're going back in their crate.
15
and
minutes.
then you already know now that the walking is not going to get you a potty. They're too overstimulated. Go to the crate schedule. In, out for 2, in for 15. Rinse and repeat, and you will eventually get a potty. Bethany's got a good one for when they need to go poop, but they're not doing it, and you're rinse and repeating that. What's your poop thing?
I don't
train
know.
him. You like walk him around and train him for 10 minutes. Let him go in the
I already
crate.
said
Let
that.
the bowels settle.
And you already said that.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah,
We didn't
positive.
have bowels.
That's
Okay.
just the exercise.
If you say so.
Okay.
If you say so.
He's very into talking about potty stuff.
I love the potty schedule. That's one of my favorites.
It's because he's afraid of poop that
Yeah.
he's very
I just
into
wanna
the
pick it
potty
up.
schedule. Yeah.
So no walking until how old? This is from Soda.
Well, it's not about the no walking. It's about people thinking that they need to go for a long walk with their puppy that's like doing this No, it's training.
You don't
And
even
so-
have to leave your 2 houses left and right of your home.
Yeah.
You can literally go within that space and do what Bethany's about to mention to you.
Which is just what I said before, just turns, stop and sit, down, stay, come. Like you're working your puppy. Your puppy is not going to heel next to you. So you're accidentally teaching them to just do this on what you think they need, for a walk. If you do want to go for a hike or something like that, that's totally different. That's very different context than a neighborhood, quote unquote walk. And so once they learn how to heel, then you can walk. And what you'll notice if you've been training since they were 8 weeks old, what you'll notice around the 4-month, 5-month, getting into the 6-month is you'll have to kind of train for the first part of the walk, and then they'll get into a groove and you'll be able to walk a little bit for the last half. Yeah, it's like a warm up. And then going to the park, also different. Like you'll see your puppy behave different ways, different situations.
When I
I've got a
started
question
advancing
on here.
walks, I give a warm up, about 5 minutes. I do a 10-minute walk, and I actually do even a 5-minute cool down where I'll do a little bit more training before going back in the house. What I find that does is it prevents the zoomies for when I get my dog in the house.
Yeah.
I also don't take off the leash right when I get in the house because that's what most of my
Because they go
clients
nuts.
do.
They go nuts. Yep.
So I want to give you a concept. I know I'm still doing it. No, you can't stop me. I'm doing it no matter
Seriously?
what. Nope,
We've been talking about trying to answer more questions and not talk so long. I
When-
apologize.
When most people
suck at it.
think about getting a tired dog, they think through exercise and running a dog and playing with him and doing long walks. That does not get a tired dog except for in the moment, which is about 15 minutes of tired.
True.
And then they're back ready to go and they can go for another 45-minute walk. If you spend 10 to 15 minutes training your dog with fast repetition to start to get them interested, slow it down, and end with it like that, you will literally have a dog that would be willing to sleep in the crate for probably an hour and a half, the best they've ever done before. Physical builds endurance. Mental builds intelligence. I want a smart dog who doesn't need to run 10 miles a day, but knows how to chill on his bed and hang out with me when I want to watch a movie and have a lazy day.
Bingo.
It just takes some time to get up to it. All right, I'm done. Go.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me finish that and not interrupting me because it was going to happen no matter what.
It was very good. It was very good information. I mean, I'll give you credit.
Don't
I'll
you
give you credit.
condescend to me.
Give you credit for that. All right. Caroline says 11-week-old BMD. She's very confident and she's got to say hi to every dog or person she sees. I've tried having her sit, stay, treat, but she pulls towards the distraction. You have a really accidentally, I mean, I know you don't mean to, but you have a really high expectation for an 11-week-old puppy. I would not be trying to get a sit, stay to save my life with an 11-week-old puppy. Even
What's a BMD?
Bernese Mountain
Bernese
Dog.
Mountain
How
Dog,
did
sorry.
Kimberly know that?
I've
love
always
breeds.
heard them as burners, so if I heard burners, I would have got
BMD.
it.
But I was gonna.
Hey, you taught me something new. I appreciate you.
Border majestic dog.
Dude, I was thinking it too. I had Border Majestic in my head too. Isn't that wild?
All right.
Border
Anyway.
Majestic.
Anyway, your burner. Yeah, burners are like sweet as pie usually. So
One of my favorite dogs.
for me, don't try to get a sit stay. Like you are asking for the world. Like even my
11-week-old.
German
Oh, yeah.
Shepherd, who's the most social dog I've ever owned, in a sit stay, she's like, please, 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 please. My mom won't let me say hi to anyone.
It also creates a lot of loading too.
It does,
Getting
it
your dog to
does.
sit and wait.
Oh.
They're like, hey, I'm good. Dog, person, scroll. And then they explode, but you've lost so much time in your window for training, making them wait and load, that by the time you actually want to train them through it and work them away from that dog, you're so above threshold, it's like impossible in that moment. You're looking for when they see the dog, redirecting then and working them below threshold to get more focus and get more understanding, and then your dog starts constantly looking for you when they see other dogs. They look
that
to you
takes a
first.
long time.
Yeah. Eventually. They eventually look to you first and see what you're going to tell them having to do with this other dog. My dogs will sit there and wait to get permission to say hi. Well, one of them will. Yeah, one of them will, or other one doesn't.
You are you finished?
I was done.
They're old. They're old.
Yeah, but Shine's me. You should not anymore.
11-week-old baby. So
That's a baby.
your goal is to just do like a recall or just like a let's go. Like, let's go. Like, as soon as you guys see a dog way down the street, let's go. Turn and walk. Let's go. Food. Tuck into a driveway as they go by. Like, that's your best bet to be able to work on this. I honestly would stick more to your front yard. I would keep away from people as much as...
11-week-old probably isn't even fully vaccinated yet.
Well, I take my dogs out before they're fully vaccinated.
I know we do too, but now everyone else doesn't. That's like the
Well,
new thing.
she does because she's more concerned about
Good for you.
behavior than
Good for you.
getting something.
Your socialization window ends at 12 weeks.
17. You exaggerate. Don't exaggerate for the sake
Get
of
those
your
puppies
point.
outside, not on the ground, but even putting them in a sling and just going out in the world and letting them experience the
stop.
world.
You need to stop. You're off the rails today.
I'm going.
This is not what she's asking. Can I get back
was
to
the
the
question?
No. You don't get any more questions. I am going to finish
What was the
answering.
question?
No. I'm going to finish answering this for you. So you're going to work on recall, or you're just going to work on turn and food. You're going to get as much distance as you can when people and dogs walk by. It's not about socialization on the walk. And so your goal on the walk is to keep focus. And that's going to be very hard for an 11-week-old. I would work more like in your front yard and just in your front, like 2-3 houses or buildings, just turns. And just get them used to that. Now, if I go to a park setting, because I wanted to mention this real quick, because I love taking puppies to parks. It's so much less pressure. I could be on like a wide walkway and there's some grass around me. And maybe you don't want to go in the grass with your unvaccinated dog, but you'll have more space, even if you stay on the concrete, where you basically counteract where your puppy goes. So your puppy zooms ahead to say hi to this person coming at them. You do 180 other direction and draw them into you, and then keep walking. Don't try to get close to this person. And then there's a dog playing fetch out in the park, and your puppy goes that way. You go the opposite way. So you're constantly trying to draw them into you. Draw them into you. And if you really want to work on stationary stuff, like if that's something you really want to focus on, get a travel place cot, like a foldable one, and go to the park and do place, come, sit, place at a distance from distractions to teach. I mean, you got to teach it at home first, but that's a good anchor for you to work on your stay rather than expecting to sit for an 11-week-old. Okay. You're done.
That was pretty good.
You're done. That's because I stayed on topic, which you're having trouble with today.
I had about 10 topics I was about to cycle through.
All right.
One of them would have answered her question.
We can do one more. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to find one that we can answer like
What about the
really quickly. 5-month-old golden retriever won't settle in crate. She's not scared going in, but she doesn't settle at all inside. Practice it.
Yeah.
Practice in, down, pause on leash. I like to use let's go rather than come or break, or because that's exciting. And then turn right back around, house or crate, kennel up, whatever. Down, pause, piece of food, pause. Let's go. Like, make sure you're practicing it 5 to 10 minutes as part of your regular routine. Practice her settling in crate when you're home, not just when you leave. Do you have anything else to add, long-winded?
Tone.
Usually
That's
it's
everything.
me. Usually I'm the long-winded one.
I know. I
It's
drank
weird
so
when
much coffee this morning to make sure I was super on this morning.
It's
Am
weird.
I on? Am I super
You're
on?
very on, but you're a little all over the place.
I'm a little
It's
crazy
very
on, but
weird for me
I'm
because
on.
that's usually me. Is this what you feel like all the time? Because I'm
No.
always going.
No.
No.
Um,
Well, I apologize then to everybody because it's annoying.
It's more about the tenor of your voice, the temperament that you have.
Oh,
So
yeah.
when you
Energy.
do your let's go, I mean, I try to think of what does my dog want to do the most, because that's where I'm going to be the calmest and the most like neutral and stern. If what does my dog want to do the least? If they don't want to go in the crate, it's house with a little bit more excitement, a little bit more energy. I want to build some positivity around going in. Down. Good.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Or with a 5-month-old, I've taught leash pressure down by now, so I'll even cut the verbal because the less.
But you're not going to teach leash pressure in the crate. You're going to teach that doing down on your place cot.
Well, yeah, of
Yes,
course.
sir.
Outside of crate, and then I'm going to do it in crate, where I'll just do leash. I'll just use my foot and do leash pressure into a down because that makes them even calmer without the verbal. And then when I go, let's go, I'm like, let's go. It's like so.
And by the way,
chill.
guys, I know we reference a lot of different commands, a lot of different sequences. It's all in our online school. If you guys are interested in joining the program, that kind of gives you a little bit more information and breaks it down. We also have other videos on YouTube if you want a little bit more information before pulling the trigger.
But in case we forgot to say it, our online school goes over all of these things. You can go to thepuppyacademy.com and click on online school.
That's what I just said.
Oh, is it?
That's what
I'm
it
being
feels
you.
like.
No, I'm being you today. So I'm you, and you're me, talking a lot
Oh,
and
you're
going off the
sorry.
rails. And I'm you,
You're
where I
sorry.
repeat everything you just said.
Dude,
This is fun.
That was so annoying.
We're gonna have switch weeks where Sparky is me and I'm him.
You made me drop an F-bomb. You guys didn't hear that.
I didn't hear it. So
All right, good. They didn't hear it either.
All right, guys, have a great week, and we will see you same time, same place, Wednesday next week. Bye.